Imagine it is exactly July 21, 2026. You just walked into your living room and you ask your smart TV to, buy your favorite brand of coffee.
Right, just a casual request.
Exactly. And in about 3 seconds, the order is completely placed, it's paid for, and it's scheduled for delivery. But, and here's the really crazy part, the AI didn't look at a single web page to actually do it.
Not one. It didn't see the brand colors. It didn't see the logo. No shopping cart.
No clicking a checkout button either. It literally just read raw code on the back end of a server. Now, if you're a business owner and your entire operation relies on people clicking links to visit your website, you have a massive problem. Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah, that specific smart TV scenario, that is the absolute reality of the digital landscape when we look at the SEO Daily Technology Report that was published on this exact date, July 21, 2026.
Which is what we're going through today. Our mission is to really dig into this report because it's a huge shift, right?
A monumental shift. I mean, for decades, the internet was fundamentally a web of search. You asked a question, you got a big list of blue links, and the burden was entirely on you to navigate them.
You had to do all the heavy lifting. Open 10 tabs, skim the articles, find the answer yourself.
Exactly. But the data in this July 24 and 2026 report confirms we have officially completely transitioned into a web of answers and actions. The user isn't navigating anymore. They just expect a final, synthesized result or completed action served directly to them on a silver platter.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because if you are trying to build a brand, run a business, or honestly just understand how information actually reaches you as of July 2026, the old playbook is officially dead.
Dead and buried.
Yeah. We are looking at a total mechanical shift in how the internet operates. And the first major revelation from this specific report hits like a ton of bricks. It's the death of the blue link and the rise of the AI citation. Let's look at the actual numbers here because I know you have the data right in front of you. How fast is this behavioral shift actually happening?
The speed is honestly staggering. According to the report from July 21, 2026, Google AI overviews have grown by 58% year over year.
Wow, 58%.
Yeah, and they are now appearing in roughly 26% of all queries. And the critical shift we're seeing, the thing people need to pay attention to, is that this isn't just for informational searches anymore.
Right, like asking, I don't know, how many ounces are in a cup or whatever.
Exactly. It's rapidly expanding straight into commercial and transactional territory. So buying that coffee. Furthermore, Google's fully conversational AI mode is now in direct competition with platforms like ChatGPT and Perplexity. It's fundamentally changing user expectations across the board.
I was thinking about this, and it really requires a total rewiring of our brains. Like the old SEO was basically like trying to get your business to be the very first listing in the phone book.
Oh yeah, the old AAA plumbing trick.
Exactly. You literally named your company AAA Plumbing just to guarantee you were at the top of the yellow pages, right? You desperately wanted to be that primary destination. But this new 2026 reality feels entirely different.
It's a completely different game.
Now it's like trying to be the expert that a famous author quotes in their best-selling book. The goal is no longer to rank #1. The goal is to be cited by AI.
What's fascinating here is the ripple effect that shift has on the underlying traffic patterns.
Yeah.
Because these AI overviews, they take up so much visual real estate, right?
Yeah.
And they provide immediate synthesized answers. So the organic click-through rate on traditional blue links is just plummeting.
Because why would I click a link if the answer is already right there at the top of my screen?
Exactly. You don't need to. So the visibility metric that actually matters right now revolves entirely around earning that specific AI citation. It requires a flawless factual presentation, deeply structured data, and basically being the ultimate source the AI engine chooses to trust over your competitors.
And you definitely feel it as a consumer. You notice how Google suddenly talks back to you in complete confident paragraphs instead of just giving you a list. But if you are a marketer and you're panicking about sudden traffic drops across your web properties, this is the exact mechanism driving that change. The search engine is now an answer engine.
It is a massive identity shift for the platform.
Which really makes me wonder if being cited by AI is the new #1 ranking, how do these engines actually decide who gets the spotlight? Like, we understand what is happening, but how is the algorithm actually making that choice?
Well, to understand the mechanics of how that choice is made, we really have to break down two acronyms that are completely dominating the 2026 landscape. The first is AEO, which is Answer Engine Optimization.
Right, instead of search engine optimization.
Exactly. And the second is RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. RAG is really the true underlying architecture here.
Okay, so explain RAG to me like I'm 5.
Sure. So instead of an AI just relying on the static data it was originally trained on, which, might be months outdated or prone to hallucinating a fake answer, our Agio system actively pulls real-time data from external sources across the web to generate a fresh, completely accurate answer.
Okay, I get it. So it's actively hunting for the best pieces of information to stitch together. It's essentially fact-checking itself on the fly by reading our websites.
It goes even further than that, actually. Not only is it hunting for facts, it is actively discarding anything that looks like marketing fluff.
Oh, wow. So no more keyword stuff sales pitches.
None. Because of this RAG architecture, your content basically has to function as high-quality training data. It has to be extractable and incredibly machine-readable. And AI doesn't care about your clever marketing copy. It's looking for unique data, clear entity definitions, and really deep semantic richness. It desperately wants original research.
And the wildest part of the July 2026 report is that these different AI engines, they don't even want the same things. It isn't just one giant monolithic algorithm anymore where everyone just optimizing for Google. The data shows some serious nuances between the platforms.
Yeah, the fragmentation is a huge challenge for practitioners right now.
Like if you want Perplexity to cite you, they prioritize highly recent, deeply authoritative sources with crystal clear citations.
Right, they're very academic in their approach.
But then ChatGPT's citation algorithm leans heavily toward conversational depth and incredibly strong EEAT signals. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And then you have Gemini, which seems to want highly nuanced, well-reasoned content heavily supported by structured data.
Which forces brands to be universally excellent. You can't just game one specific algorithm anymore. You really have to cater to these distinct AI personalities by building comprehensive, high-quality information architectures.
Wait, I have to push back on this a little bit.
Go for it.
If the AI is just extracting our hard-earned facts, stripping out the marketing fluff, and using our original research to answer the user directly on its own interface, aren't we just doing all the hard work so the AI can take all the credit?
That is the big question.
I mean, why should any publisher even play this game if the AI is just going to scrape the answer and keep the user on their platform? We don't get the ad revenue. We don't get the traffic.
That is the existential tension every publisher is feeling in 2026. It is a highly valid concern. But if we look at the survival mechanics, opting out simply means disappearing from the internet entirely. And the data from a study of over 25 million AI citations in this report reveals a really crucial lifeline for businesses.
Okay, what's a lifeline?
The data shows that 82 to 94% of AI citations actually go to earned media rather than brand-owned blogs.
Wait, really? Over 80%. So they really don't want to hear us talk about ourselves?
Not at all. The AI actively seeks third-party validation. And this brings us right back to EET. It is no longer just a set of nice-to-have guidelines. As of mid-2026, EEAT is a hard-ranking signal.
Especially for those YMYL topics, right? Your money or your life, so finance, law, healthcare.
Exactly. What this means in practice is that SEO and PR have become legally inseparable. You cannot fake authority to an AI. Established brand signals, press mentions, multi-platform presence, these are what make you resilient. Brands are now relying on specialized platforms like the EET tool that was heavily mentioned in the report to rigorously audit their trust signals across the web.
So you're probably wondering right now, if I don't have a giant PR budget to get these EAT signals, am I just doomed in 2026? But it sounds like the days of just spinning up a blog, paying someone to write 50 SEO-optimized articles and expecting to rank are truly finally gone.
They are completely over.
You need reputable, independent places pointing to you saying, yes, this person actually knows what they're talking about. You are building genuine topical authority.
It is the absolute foundation of sustainable visibility right now. Without that third-party validation, the AI simply won't risk its own reputation by citing you as a factual source.
Yeah.
It's too risky for the platform.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Because AI isn't just answering our questions anymore. As of this July 21, 2026 report, AI is literally doing our chores.
Which is wild to think about.
It is. Which brings us back to that smart TV scenario from the very beginning of the deep dive and arguably the most significant emerging trend of the year, Agentic SEO.
Agentic SEO is a profound paradigm shift. We're moving from AI that retrieves information for you to read to AI agents that autonomously browse, retrieve, and act on web data entirely on your behalf.
It's taking the steering wheel.
Exactly. We're talking about Google Nest devices, smart TVs, and entirely new agentic web browsers. They will book your dentist appointment, they'll purchase your groceries, and they'll pull up media without you ever even looking at a screen.
It feels like science fiction, but it's happening right now, today. And it exposes a massive blind spot for businesses. Because if an AI agent is going to buy a pair of running shoes for me, it doesn't care about the high-resolution images. It doesn't care about the sleek design of the web page. It is only looking at the raw code. If your back end is a mess, the AI is literally blind to your product.
The Moz Expert Roundup for 2026 explicitly identifies this exact issue. Back-end SEO is now equally as critical as front-end optimization. If your brand's APIs, your databases, and your content structures aren't flawlessly machine-readable, these autonomous agents just cannot interact with you.
I was reading about these new protocols that make this possible. The report mentions ACP, which is the Agentic Commerce Protocol, and MCP, the Model Context Protocol. Let's actually explain what those are for everyone. I kind of like to think of them as a universal translator for AI.
That's a great way to look at it.
Like, instead of a machine trying to read a human web page parsing the HTML and the fonts, these protocols allow an AI agent to instantly connect to an e-commerce store's inventory database, understand the exact price, check the stock level, calculate the shipping options, and execute a purchase seamlessly without ever rendering the visual website. That is a perfect analogy. And alongside ACP and MCP, major sites are adopting a new standard called the LLMs.txt file.
The LLMs.txt file, right?
Exactly. You can think of it as a specialized roadmap designed exclusively to guide AI crawlers. You basically place it right alongside your traditional XML sitemap. But instead of telling a search engine where your web pages are, it tells a large language model exactly where your most factual, extractable data lives.
Which is so important because, if you don't have these protocols in place, things can go completely off the rails. Imagine your AI agent misinterpreting a poorly coded website and accidentally ordering a 50-pound industrial bag of coffee beans for your kitchen counter instead of just a standard 12-ounce bag,
Yeah.
simply because the product variations weren't clearly defined in the back-end code. It happens, and honestly, it is a customer service nightmare for these brands. That is exactly why we are seeing platforms like AirTop pioneering this exact space right now. They provide real-time SEO signal monitoring specifically for the back end.
So they aren't looking at keywords anymore.
No, not at all. They monitor the actual pathways and protocols that AI agents use to access your data, ensuring that your inventory is accurately represented to the machine at all times.
Okay, knowing that autonomous agents are reading our raw code to make purchases is equal parts amazing and terrifying. How is a normal marketing team supposed to even monitor that? Like, what are they actually doing in the trenches right now? Let's talk about the 2026 Command Center, because the tool stack has had to completely evolve to solve this problem.
The primary dilemma marketing teams face right now is what the industry is calling the measurement loop. In the past, you tracked your ranking by having software scrape a static search engine results page, right?
Right, you just checked if you were in position 1, 2, or 3.
Exactly. But in 2026, when an AI generates a custom, personalized answer for every single user on the fly, static scraping breaks completely. It's useless. You need to know if you're being cited, where the gaps are, and if your new content actually fills those gaps.
And the legacy giants, like Semrush and RFs, they had to pivot hard to solve this, right?
They absolutely did, because their core infrastructure was built for the old web. Look at Semrush One, which remains a dominant all-in-one suite. They had to introduce an AI toolkit specifically to track brand visibility within AI search results.
And I saw in the report that's an add-on, right?
Yes, the base starts at $119.95 a month, but that crucial AI toolkit add-on is an extra $99 a month. They also built generative AI Copilot features just to interpret the massive influx of complex dynamic data.
Makes sense. What about RFs?
RFs took a similar path. Links still represent authority, that PR validation we talked about with EAT, so their incredibly fast index, which refreshes every 15 to 30 minutes, is still vital. But they had to introduce their brand radar, which is a $199 platform add-on, just to track AI visibility across the different search engines.
It makes complete sense. They had to build entirely new infrastructure to monitor a completely dynamic environment. But the report also outlines an entirely new breed of software that didn't even exist a few years ago, these AI visibility monitoring tools. They are purpose-built from the ground up for the measurement loop.
Yes, because traditional rank trackers simply cannot tell you if ChatGPT cited you in a personalized response. So you have tools like Otterly stepping in to solve this specifically for small to medium businesses. You also have LLM refs, which has become incredibly popular for teams that need to start monitoring their AI citations without a massive budget, since they have a great free tier.
And what about the big enterprise brands?
For enterprise brands that need to monitor their visibility across every single large language model simultaneously, platforms like Profound have become essential. These tools don't care about blue links at all. They only care about AI citations.
And we can't forget about actually creating the content that these machines want to read in the first place. The report highlights Surfer SEO and Screaming Frog, but again, their roles have shifted from just keyword optimization to almost like technical translation.
Absolutely. Surfer SEO has become crucial for semantic richness. It uses natural language processing NLP to ensure your content have the depth and the entity connections that our REX system craves.
So it's looking at the relationship between words, not just frequency.
Exactly. It analyzes how words relate to each other, not just how often they appear on the page. Meanwhile, Screaming Frog is still the standard desktop crawler. It's still about $290 a year for identifying crawl errors and core web vitals like how fast your page loads or how stable it is. But their 2026 update added AI-powered insights that automatically prioritize those technical issues based on potential ROI traffic impact.
Oh, that's smart. So it tells you what to fix first.
Right. It helps teams focus their limited resources on what actually matters to the AI crawlers, rather than just fixing random bugs.
You know, there is a very pointed observation in the report about how teams are utilizing these resources right now. It states that in mid-2026, most businesses are massively overspending on AI content generation tools, just churning out endless oceans of text. And they are severely underspending on the visibility measurement tools we just talked about.
It is a critical strategic error. I mean, if you are generating content without knowing how the AI engines are actually interpreting and citing your existing footprint, you are just flying blind. The measurement loop requires balance. You must monitor where you are cited, identify your gaps, create authoritative EAT-driven content to fill those exact gaps, and then measure again.
Otherwise, you're just adding noise.
Exactly. Creating content without measuring its AI visibility is essentially shouting into a void.
So what does this all mean? When we look at everything published in this July 21, 2026 report, it really paints a picture of an internet that has completely transformed its core utility. Search is no longer about human eyeballs scanning a list of blue links. It is a hidden ecosystem of machines, reading machines.
That's a great way to put it.
It's about AI agents using the Agentic Commerce Protocol to silently buy things from an API or a RE system, instantly crawling an lms.txt file to synthesize a complex answer. The middleman, the human actually clicking through a search results page, is being engineered right out of the equation. We are optimizing our digital presence for the machines so the machines can serve humans the final answer.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, there is a profound and somewhat beautiful irony hidden in this 2026 data. Despite all this advanced AI technology, despite autonomous agents, LLMs, and complex RE architectures, what do the algorithms actually value most?
The human element.
Exactly. They want genuine human expertise. They want original research. They want real-world brand authority and earned media. An AI can generate an endless volume of text, but it cannot generate trust and cannot generate lived experience. The engines aggressively reward EEAT signals because real human authority is the only thing that gives their generated answers any actual value.
It is the ultimate paradox. And it leaves you, as the listener, with something really fascinating to ponder as you navigate this new landscape. As we spend our days optimizing our databases with LLMs.txt files and ACP protocols, ensuring that AI agents can effortlessly talk to other AI agents. Are we rapidly approaching a web where the vast majority of internet content is written by machines strictly for the purpose of being read by other machines? And if we do reach that point, where exactly does the human fit in? Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the 2026 digital frontier. Keep your curiosity alive, and we will see you next time.